A lot of people don't like Big U because they're afraid of him. The people he ran into on the street were petrified.
Big U isn't the kind of name you casually mention in street circles. His reputation is solid. Real talk, people say he's connected to serious things like bodies, extortion, and major moves. So, yeah, most rappers tread carefully when his name comes up. But not 50 Cent. I don't ever want a problem, but if they want one, I say no problem. While most stay quiet, 50 stands firm, fearless, unwavering. So what gives him that confidence? What's the real reason he stays calm in front of one of LA's most feared figures? Let's break it all down. Why 50 Cent isn't afraid of Big U. Their most notable interaction was when Big U publicly warned 50 Cent about security concerns. This happened during an interview where Big U was talking about rappers in general. He stressed the need to check in when entering cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, or Atlanta, implying that top-tier artists need to move right if they don't want trouble. Let's look at what Big U really said, no cap.
No cap. Me, myself, I check in. And in certain places, I'm going to tell a dude if they check in with me, no, I don't think you should go there now. I mean, he might want to go to the other one. And I don't think nobody is safe.
In this interview,
In the interview, Big U lays out street code like it's the 10 Commandments, emphasizing that even someone of his stature in LA still checks in when he visits places like Chicago or Atlanta. He presents it not just as a gesture of respect, but as a practical safety protocol. The fact that Big U was addressing all rappers, including 50 Cent, raises a big question. Why did Big U feel the need to particularly put 50 on alert? There are a few reasons that could explain this. First, 50 Cent's massive success and global fame may have placed him in a league of artists who Big U felt no longer thought they needed to follow street customs in places like LA. 50 had gone from a street rapper to a full-blown entertainment mogul with insane wealth, maybe creating a gap between him and certain codes. Big U's words might have been a reminder that no matter how famous you get, some rules still stand in certain zones. Like, yeah, you're rich, but you're not bulletproof, feel me? Second, 50 Cent has a long list of public beefs. Ja Rule, Rick Ross, Diddy, and these haven't always stayed on wax. Some spilled into the streets where the goons got involved. His crew G-Unit was part of a fight at the 2012 BET Hip Hop Awards in Atlanta. A member of Rick Ross' Maybach music group, Gunplay, reportedly got jumped by 5 guys and had his chain snatched clean off his neck. A few days later, 50 Cent was seen flexing that same chain at a bowling alley in Washington, D.C., hinting he was somehow involved. That kind of past could have put him on Big U's radar. Third, as an OG fully plugged into LA's street scene, Big U may have known about possible threats towards 50 Cent or other big artists in the area. His message may have genuinely come from concern, knowing even major stars can face real risks in places where shooters are always looking to make a name. So by urging them to check in, Big U might have been giving rappers away to stay safe without conflict. One thing's important here, 50 Cent never publicly responded to that warning. Not a word. And that silence could mean anything. Maybe 50 didn't think it was worth responding to. Maybe he dealt with it behind the scenes. Or maybe he just shrugged it off, confident in his own security. Like, I'm good, bruh. Speaking of security, 50 Cent's setup is elite. Think of it like Fort Knox on wheels. It reflects both his money and the threat level tied to his complicated history. Reports say 50 Cent spends heavily, around $1.6 million a year, just on security. That includes $20,000 per week for protection at his Connecticut mansion. He's got high-end surveillance tech and a team of pros, including ex-Navy SEALs who don't mess around. Even industry insider WAC 100 said 50 Cent's crew rolls with military level. During a confrontation at the SLS Hotel in Los Angeles, 50 Cent reportedly had 8 Navy SEALs on standby, showing just how seriously he takes his personal protection. This level of backup makes it clear 50 Cent treats every threat like life or death and is willing to drop big dollars to stay safe rather than depend on street connections. Beyond the makeup of his team, 50 Cent's security strategy is all about being ready before anything goes down. He once said, "Don't get ready, you gotta be ready." That mindset shows in his Connecticut Mansion, which is equipped with an advanced camera system that provides live feeds and recordings. It acts as both a warning to intruders and legal protection from false accusations. 50 is playing chess while most folks are stuck on checkers. Even at public events, 50 Cent's security detail is locked in. At a 2024 Hollywood Reporter photo shoot, he rolled in with 4 guards. The building was locked tight, doors shut, windows covered, to keep things secure and eyes off. That kind of detail shows 50's calculated approach to security. He's not risking a single thing. The power of 50 Cent's protection team has been tested more than once. On his 2023 Final Lap tour, a fan tried to rush the stage at a Michigan show. His security shut it down instantly before it even turned into something. And during his beef with the game, things went way further. Outside of Hot 97 radio in New York, tensions boiled over into a legit shootout involving 50 Cent's security. The entire station went on lockdown. It was a moment that proved his team wasn't just for show. They're trained for the smoke. Afterward, music mogul Jimmy Iovine had to step in and broker a temporary truce, though that drama kept cooking in the background like grandma's gumbo. All this shows that 50 Cent doesn't rely on checking in with people like Big U. He's created his own protection network that lets him move freely, something other artists without that kind of money can't afford. That's self-reliance. Might be part of why 50 Cent brushed off Big U's warning, like, "I'm solid over here, but appreciate the heads up." On top of that, 50 Cent's business empire and global influence have taken him far beyond the street-level energy that Big U represents. With hit shows like Power and BMF pulling in millions, 50 Cent now lives in a space where street credibility doesn't carry the same weight. His expansion into the entertainment mainstream creates a kind of shield from the threats that still affect artists closer to street life. He's not just in the game anymore, he's writing the rules. Plus, 50 Cent is based in New York, while Big U holds it down in Los Angeles. That geographical gap might be another reason why there hasn't been any real friction. They don't cross paths much, which helps avoid any turf wars or direct competition. That distance probably made Big U's message feel less pressing to 50, especially since he's already got elite-level protection. It's like they're operating in 2 different worlds. And don't forget, 50 Cent's entire brand is built on fearlessness and being the alpha. Throughout his career, he's gone head-to-head with big names, never backing down, always on the offensive. That strategy has this kind of conflict, marked by boldness and aggression rather than fear, fits perfectly with the image 50 Cent has carefully maintained. 50 has never been the type to look scared. That's just not how he moves. To understand why these 2 power players keep popping up in rap culture discussions today, we need to unpack who they really are and how different their worlds truly are. This isn't just about 2 guys flexing. It's about how influence hits differently, how respect is earned in the streets, and how street credibility shapes the way these titans from opposite coasts interact. 50 Cent was raised in the cutthroat environment of South Jamaica, Queens, pushing product by the time he was 12. The kid was on the block early, serving addicts like it was nothing. Eventually, he started catching cases like they were colds. At 19, 50 Cent was arrested for selling to an undercover cop. Instead of hard time, he got sent to boot camp. That early arrest was just the start of 50's long dance with street violence. What really etched 50 Cent into legend status? Surviving a hit that would have ended 99.9% of rappers. On May 24, 2000, just outside his grandma's house in Queens, he was sprayed with 9 bullets in a drive-by that left him messed up badly, broken legs, bleeding hands, a face shot, chest wounds, the whole brutal scene. Allegedly, the hit was ordered by drug lord Kenneth Supreme McGriff over a song where 50 exposed his operation. 50 spent 13 days in the hospital. The shooter, Daryl Baum, was found dead 3 weeks later, put in the ground by someone else. And that wasn't the only time 50 had to dodge death in 2000. A few months earlier, on March 24th, he got stabbed in the back outside Hit Factory Studios in NYC during a Clash tied to his beef with Ja Rule and Murder Incorporated. Rapper Black Child later admitted he did it, claiming self-defense because he thought someone in 50's camp had a strap. These two close calls would have most guys running to hide in the burbs, but they made 50 a mythical figure in rap, basically bulletproof. No matter how many tried to erase him, he kept surviving. After all that, 50 Cent turned his street trauma into lyrical weapons, dropping bars like bombs on tracks such as Many Men and 9 Shots, where he shared those near-death tales. His raw stories weren't just good for music, they reshaped how he operated when enemies came for him. After looking death in the face more than once and saying, "Not today," 50 built a brand rooted in fearlessness. But his journey isn't only about surviving, it's about elevating. After healing, he linked up with Eminem and Dr. Dre, dropping his debut Get Rich or Die Tryin' in 2003. That album sold like crazy, like a PS5 on launch day, and shot him into superstardom. From there, 50 flipped the fame into multiple businesses, G-Unit Records, his own clothing brand, and then major TV shows like Power and BMF. He went from hustler to global icon, outshining most of his peers in both money and moves. On the flip side, over in LA, Eugene Big U Henley was carving out his own legacy. A major boss within the Rollin' 60s Crips, one of the most feared LA sets, Big U held big respect in South Central. His journey also includes a long prison stint, 13 years locked up, before pivoting to the music business. After his release, he leveraged that street credibility to become a manager and producer, working with artists like Corrupt and, most famously, the late great Nipsey Hussle. But Big U's power went beyond just repping artists. He executive produced the FX docuseries Hip Hop Uncovered, spotlighting the true behind-the-scenes shot callers in rap. In the show, Big U shared real war tales, like sparking a riot at a Run DMC concert in Long Beach and being the inspiration for Doughboy in John Singleton's Boys and the Hood. He's deeply connected, with support from legends like Snoop Dogg, T.I., and Wiz Khalifa, who've all called him a straight-up godfather in the culture. Those ties, along with his street and music legacy, made Big U certified. Developing Options, a nonprofit aimed at curbing gang violence in Los Angeles, was built to push young people toward college, not caskets. The organization claims to have helped over 150 youth get into higher education, showcasing Big U's mission to shift from gang life to community advocacy and pull kids away from street corners. But that new image took a serious blow in March 2025 when the feds hit hard, charging Big U and 18 others tied to the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips with a long list of crimes. The 47-count indictment claimed they were operating a mafia-style criminal syndicate dubbed the Big U Enterprise. The charges against Henley were deep enough to bury a Navy ship: racketeering, homicide, extortion, fraud, and even human trafficking, painting a sharp contrast to his public image as a reformed leader and protector. Specifically, Big U was accused of approving a hit on an aspiring rapper signed to his label, Unique Music, back in 2021. The rapper was allegedly killed over a diss track, and his body later dumped in a ditch off I-15 in the Nevada desert, like a scene out of The Sopranos. On top of that, he was hit with charges for organizing the robbery of an LA weed dispensary that stopped paying street tax. He also allegedly scammed businesses, donors, and pro athletes, funneling charity money into personal accounts. Big U turned himself in and appeared in federal court on March 20th, 2025. By April 9th, 2025, he entered a plea of not guilty at his arraignment in downtown LA. His trial date is set for May 20th, 2025. If convicted, Henley faces life behind bars, with no possibility of parole. No second chances. Despite these heavyweight charges that would make most men fold, Big U still holds serious influence in the hip-hop scene, especially in LA. His voice continues to carry power, and when he talks about industry politics or street safety, artists still listen like it's scripture. Which brings us back to how his world intersects with 50 Cent, and the debate around a custom known as checking in. In hip-hop, especially for artists with a street background, checking in means alerting local street figures when you visit their turf. The practice runs deep in gang culture and is often viewed as both a way to show respect and to stay safe from potential drama. For those rolling into LA, Chicago, or Atlanta, checking in with major local players can mean the difference between walking out safely or not waking up at all. But this idea of checking in stirs up huge debate. Some say it's basic survival. Others say it's straight-up extortion, or a relic that holds the culture hostage. As one user put it in an online thread, "Man, a dude's just trying to get the local layout and stay safe in the streets." Basically, checking in lets artists avoid crossing invisible lines. But others weren't buying it. One fan clapped back saying rock and country stars don't deal with this. Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson don't check in anywhere. Still, there have been serious consequences for rappers who skip this code. Like what happened to Pop Smoke in February 2020. The rapper was killed during a robbery at an Airbnb in Los Angeles, and the tragedy is often linked to not taking proper safety measures like checking in. Industry figure Whack 100 claimed he warned Pop Smoke just days before to leave the Airbnb and move into a more secure spot, like the W Hollywood. But Pop didn't listen. After posting his location on Instagram, he became an easy target for the home invasion. That cost him his life. As for 50 Cent, between legal smoke, business plays, and music drama, fans are asking what he's really on these days. If you've been watching closely, you'd know he filed a defamation lawsuit against his baby mama Daphne Joy back in May 2024. This wasn't some basic ex-drama. It was a high-stakes legal fight where Fifth was gunning for over $1 million. What triggered it? In March 2024, Daphne went on Instagram and made some heavy claims, alleging that 50 Cent had violated her and put hands on her during. Their relationship took a sharp legal turn when 50 Cent's legal team moved fast, claiming all of Joy's accusations were cap and emotionally driven, especially since 50 was actively trying to get full custody of their son Sire, who was only 11 at the time. What added extra heat to the situation was that it wasn't happening in isolation. These claims surfaced right after 50 had been clowning Joy online, dragging her for being named in a lawsuit against Diddy by producer Lil Rod. The drama was already bubbling. According to 50's lawyers, Joy's Instagram post, which gained over 22,000 likes, had people calling for 50 to be cancelled, with some even threatening violence. Even before the lawsuit was filed, 50's legal team issued a cease and desist on April 2nd, 2024, demanding Joy delete the post. 50's side claimed Joy's lawyers tried to hit them for millions, allegedly saying the post would come down only if 50 dropped the custody case. They called that straight-up extortion. By July 2024, Joy finally deleted the post, reportedly for their son's well-being. Then in September 2024, 50 backed off and dismissed the lawsuit without prejudice, meaning he could refile if he felt like it. Legal docs stated they'd each cover their own court costs. As of April 2025, there haven't been any new updates, so it looks like they squashed it, at least for now. But if you know 50 Cent, you know he never really lets go. He lives for the long game when it comes to beef, especially with old affiliates. Case in point, his non-stop feud with ex-G-Unit member Young Buck. This saga's been simmering since Buck left G-Unit in 2008. That's nearly 20 years of ongoing heat. It all started over money and Buck wanting to go solo. But things exploded when 50 leaked a recorded phone call of Buck practically begging to rejoin G-Unit. Since then, 50 has trolled him endlessly, especially using Buck's personal life and legal issues to fuel online content. One major part of their drama involved Buck owing 50 over $250,000 from his G-Unit Records deal. In August 2024, Buck finally cleared the debt by selling his luxury cars and music catalog, raising over $1 million to settle up. But just when things seemed cooling off, in April 2025, Young Buck was jailed for 30 days in Sumner County, Tennessee, for violating bond conditions tied to previous domestic and drug-related charges. Court records show Buck skipped required check-ins while on GPS monitoring. And you already know what came next. 50 hit Instagram fast, roasting him with his mugshot, pairing it with cartoons and petty captions. He even referenced that infamous viral Welly clip, The feud's also gone dark at times, with 50 posting homophobic and transphobic jabs, especially in March 2024 when he claimed Buck was involved with a transgender woman. Buck has mostly ignored the trolling but clearly had enough. As of April 2025, the beef is just online. No lawsuits or new court drama since the 2024 financial settlement. But with 50 still throwing shade while Buck is behind bars, don't expect the tension to cool off anytime soon. Meanwhile, 50's biggest boss move might be how he's handling his rivalry with Sean Diddy Combs. Their tension goes way back, but now it's on another level due to Diddy's recent legal mess. In case you've been off the grid, Diddy was arrested in September 2024 on heavy charges: racketeering, trafficking, and conspiracy to transport for illegal activity. He denies it all, but he's still locked up in MDC Brooklyn, waiting for trial on May 25, 2025. The beef between 50 and Diddy stretches back to 2006 when 50 dropped the diss track The Bomb, accusing Diddy of being tied to Biggie's murder, an allegation Diddy always denied. Their rivalry extended to business too. 50 backed Effin' Vodka, while Diddy was pushing Ciroc. But now 50 has taken things even further. He's producing a full-blown docuseries on Diddy's allegations. In December 2023, 50 announced the project and said all profits would go to survivors of abuse. Netflix picked it up in September 2024, with Alexander Stapleton directing and 50 executive producing through G-Unit Film and TV. The still untitled series is in production now and promises to uncover the full timeline behind Diddy's alleged history. Both 50 and Stapleton have said they're fully committed to giving a voice to the voiceless. That's real talk. In a December 2024 interview on GMA3, 50 Cent admitted the project was tough to make, saying he was shocked by the depth of the allegations against Diddy. Apparently, it ran deeper than he ever expected. As of April 2025, there's still no official release date, but with Diddy's trial set for May, they may be aiming to drop the series around then to ride the publicity wave. 50 has also been staying loud online about Diddy's legal situation. In April 2025, he posted on Instagram that Diddy might beat the charges if he hired Big Shot attorney Joe Tacopina, though it would cost serious money. And time would be tight. Tacopina, who declined the case due to scheduling, still said Diddy's legal team had a solid strategy. And just when you thought 50's court drama might be winding down, another lawsuit surfaced in January 2025. Photographer Guadalupe de Los Santos claims 50 told someone to harm him outside the Grove in LA back in September 2024. According to the lawsuit, de Los Santos was riding a scooter and filming when an SUV, allegedly carrying 50 Cent, pulled up next to him at a red light. He says the passenger door suddenly swung open, hitting him hard, knocking him off his ride, injuring him, and damaging his scooter. He claims 50 ordered the move and is suing for assault, battery, and emotional distress. He's got powerhouse attorney Gloria Allred on the case. You know, the celebrity lawyer known for going after famous people, and he's looking for compensation for his injuries and lost income. 50's legal team fired back fast, calling the lawsuit completely baseless. They said 50 wasn't the driver or the one who opened the door, and that the plaintiff hadn't even properly served the papers yet. His team announced plans to dismiss the suit entirely and hit back for full legal costs, sanctions, and any other relief they could get. As of April 22, 2025, there are no major updates, meaning the lawsuit is likely still hanging in limbo. It hasn't been confirmed whether it's been tossed out, settled, or slowly crawling through court. All this legal warfare carries a heavy financial load, and for 50 Cent, it's insane. In a September 2024 interview on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, 50 revealed he's dropped roughly $24 million on legal fees over the years. He joked that suing people is practically a hobby when someone gets under his skin. He spends about $1 million per year just on legal advisors. This pattern ain't new. Remember back in 2015 when 50 filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy? That wasn't about being broke. It was a smart move to reorganize his money while fending off lawsuits. And who could forget the 2016 legal malpractice case he won, pocketing a cool $14.5 million. More recently, a lawsuit claiming Power stole a former drug kingpin's life story was tossed out in August 2024. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, 50 Cent's legal issues are just as tied to his image as his music or business empire. Whether it's clashes with baby mamas, ex-bandmates, or the paparazzi, 50 thrives in the chaos and has no problem spending serious cash to protect his name or just stir the pot. And that wraps up the full breakdown on where 50 Cent stands as of April 2025.